Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. We're going to check back in with the collective. Now, we have been doing readings for all of the major arcana and the zodiac seasons, right? So if you've been dealing with that energy, you or your person have those placements or something about that, each zodiac sign, their season is pertinent to your connection. I'm going to say crucial. So there could be some sort of something crucial about the timeline here. I am not feeling well, but I did break a fever last night, so we're going to just continue on. Yeah, it's pretty rare for me. I mean, I worked at a daycare through COVID. Like, my immune system, you know, I just have not been doing the best job, I guess, treating myself. Well, we've got the star here for healing. So there could be some sort of behavior, routine that needs to be broken, habit that needs to be broken. Now we're reading for the masculine side of things, so that's interesting because the masculine sees the feminine as being healing. So feminines, you might be struggling with your health. We don't have the Five of Pentacles or anything, but we do have this sort of anxiety, something you don't see coming. Some sort of blockage of the third eye, what you're not seeing. They are coming toward you. And then the Queen of Wands. So yeah, there could be, feminines could have some sort of fire placements in their chart. But the Queen of Wands is the sorceress, right? So there could be some sort of attack, particularly on the feminine, because I get like a damsel in distress here. Is that like, I don't know, everything looks misty. Ooh, it's misty-eyed. When smoke gets in your eyes. That was completely off key, but whatever. Off key. Someone is Hangman and the Queen of Wands, right? So we've got Pisces and then we've got fire, feminine. Cardinal signs as well, but that's fire. Knight of Wands. There is some sort of magical element here. The Empress, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Page of Pentacles. So feminines, you might be kind of doubting your process because you could be taking a hit to your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. I was going to say wealth. Maybe your physical wealth. You know, maybe your bank account, maybe your finances are not where they need to be, or where you would like them to be. You could just not be feeling the most powerful, but you are here in the Empress and the Queen of Wands. And the masculine sees you as such, so they're coming in with the Knight of Wands because, you know, and he's riding this flea, which is like a parasite. So it's that vampiric energy. Something is up with the blood. The Star, again. Aquarius energy. Twice here we have the Star with the Empress and the stars with the spider, which is also high priestess energy for me. So there's something, yeah, there's some sort of mysterious quality. The Tower. Scorpionic energy, Aries. Mars, war. This is like spiritual warfare. Ooh, yeah, right when I say that, counting coup. Seven of Wands. That is like the attack. Somebody defending themselves. Somebody coming in to defend you. There could be some sort of... There could be a feminine fire sign or cardinal sign on the masculine side that is not wanting this connection to come together. And the Knight of Wands clarifying that could be this masculine having to leave this sort of vector feminine. This feminine who only brings in sickness. There's something about this past feminine possibly. Let's see more about this feminine. The Devil. It's a white buffalo. Now, see, in this one, I don't see the buffalo as being the devil. I see these entities in the back that are just wanting to take, which reminds me of Dances with Wolves, wolves being Pisces energy. Also, dogs being Cancerian energy. You or your person could have these placements, or those seasons could be significant, but that's the Moon and the Chariot. So that is somebody moving forward without full clarity, following their heart without full clarity. Like, this is a masculine who's pursuing a feminine, coming down. I mean, they could be traveling south. That's Kings of Leon, Leo energy. Back down south. And then Mechanical Bull being Taurus. Also Tatanka with the bull, with the buffalo here, Tatanka from Dances with Wolves, where they just take. This is someone who's very tolerant, who has been very tolerant and has taken and allowed others to take from them. And this could be somebody that they once held a torch for. Like, this is somebody that they invested a lot in, but now they're moving forward, and there are people that are not going to be happy about that, but we don't care about them. They can get over it. Beautiful War, Mechanical Bull. This is spiritual warfare. The Emperor. We got the Emperor and the Empress. And the Queen of Cups. See, the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Wands is maybe very physically beautiful. They're spicy. It's a lot of chemistry. That's what wands are. They're just chemistry. And that could be what Mourning. There's also a bullhead here. So it could be some sort of long-term commitment that has to come to an end, or like a marriage or something, which would be a long-term commitment. Might not have been that long of a marriage, but someone could be divorced here, or had to end something with the Three of Swords. There's sadness and sorrow and regret, and someone's really relying on their faith. They're trying to like piece it together. It's like they're trying to piece together and this could be family, because I am getting that blood. The bloodline, something about the bloodline. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like, why would family be? I mean, that is, for Children of Chaos, that is kind of one of the hardest things to realize. King of Cups. 10 of Wands. Yeah, laying down a burden. And there's that 5 of Pentacles I was feeling. Why would my family, how could these are my blood. These are my people. This is my family. Why would they be against me healing? Why, like, it's like someone was held back by their own blood, by their own flesh and blood from healing. 3 of Pentacles and Death. Ooh, that's the Coven. 2 of Pentacles. That's the Tombstone. Something about daisies. You don't know Daisy at all. I was just fooling. I wasn't. Somebody's calling a bluff here. And this is very Taurus energy. All right. When you get pushed, Taurus is one of the most tolerant signs. And they will get pushed and pushed and pushed and taken from and taken from. And then they finally say, that's it. They meet their threshold and they say, that's it. And then people are like, whoa, where'd this come from? So this could be someone in that energy of like finally saying no and meaning it. Where I think that's going to be very surprising to some people. And it's like they don't know who they're messing with. Because when you mess with the bull, you'll get the horns, right? Somebody is being messed with and somebody's trying to work some spell magic, some spell magic, some black magic over here. 10 of Wands. They're trying to burden the Empress with this sadness, this mourning, this death energy. There could be ruminations about self-harm. Or just not feeling like you're important, like you matter. But the Queen of Wands materializes. I mean, the Empress is the culmination of all the queens here. But it's like somebody forgot on the feminine side, like they forgot that they are actually an Empress. And we have the Emperor here with that Capricorn energy, with the Devil energy there, to remind them, hey, don't forget. Like when somebody, because we got the Tower and Death here, we got this extra scorpionic energy of like somebody trying to work some sort of magic, somebody trying to cast some spells, but they don't know who they're casting spells against, because you're dealing with an Emperor and an Empress. And this Empress is presenting with the Queen of Wands, like, oh, you want to come at me like a Queen of Wands? Well, you're about to see the Queen of Wands. All right, and there's this Queen of Wands versus this Queen of Wands, because I'm getting this like dueling pistols type thing. I put stickers on all my titties. Because that got me in trouble. Oh no. But this is the Queen of Wands who thinks, oh, look at me. She's just sitting, like, look at this Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands is kind of terrifying. And something about black cats can be important. Now, you know, it's like some people think black cats are, you know, a bad omen or something. But it's like when you are the actual Queen of Wands, you understand that creatures, particularly creatures of the night, what is that? Anastasia? In the dark of the night, people will find her. Yeah, somebody is like trying to do something at night, which the Queen of Wands knows everything about the night. Look at her in the full moon here. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything against this feminine here. Look at all her arms. She's like Medusa. She's crazy, tribal. Like, she's pulling from ancestry that is beyond anything that this, like, oh, I'm sitting on a throne. Yeah, you're sitting on a throne. This is like somebody who, all right, I'm getting very specifically, like somebody who claims to be religious. And it's like, we know Jesus was a mystic, right? He never talks about the church. The church is you. You are the church. God is you. God is within you, right? And that's the difference in this understand. Like, somebody's spiritual concept and relationship with the divine is much stronger, and it has nothing to do with the four walls that they're in. They are very connected. And this is someone who's like, saves face. In public, they have a smile. They use a soft voice. They use all these terms. Like they are just, like they are so tuned in and aligned. They act like they are, they're like self-righteous, right? This feminine here, this divine feminine, the Empress, is truly righteous. Because and if you've dealt with those people, like, people will use religion, they will use politics, they will use their position of power, right? Whatever, but predators, in whatever form they're in, right? They will get into those spaces. Evil will find its way into those spaces so that you would never suspect them, right? The greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing the world he didn't exist. Unusual suspects. Yeah, somebody is pretending to be a Queen of Wands. And you can't pretend. This is a type of innate power that cannot be faked. So like it always does, good always prevails. Always. Ten of Pentacles is this growing all together. Like, both of you are really Goats, Capricorn energy. What is his name? In the Vitch. The goat's name. Anyway, I'm totally drawing a blank, but that movie makes my stomach hurt. It kind of makes me uneasy. Because they're like messing with kids and there's like this infiltration, and I don't like that. And there could be kids involved here, but it's like, don't mess with the innocent. Don't mess with children. Don't do it. There's something about that could be important here. Like, somebody is trying to corrupt innocence. And this love is very innocent. And somebody doesn't like it because they're jealous. But we don't care about that. Yeah. And I do get this damsel kind of like waiting. Granted, this is a feminine that's presenting as the Empress, the Queen of Wands. Very powerful. Understands how to defend against the dark arts. Defense against the dark arts. And then we have this Four of Wands where it's the unbreakable vow. And see, it's all part of the plan, right? Harry Potter. Dumbledore knew all along, he knew what was going to happen. And just like, it's like you two are tapped into some sort of Christ consciousness, because it's like, you know, there's some sort of like sacrifice. And that's, with the death here, that's some sort of, I don't feel like that is a literal sacrifice, right? But just like Jesus, just like Dumbledore, just like these very powerful mystics, right? Someone's gonna be like, are you saying Dumbledore is like Jesus? There are Christ figures through every single, far before and beyond the story of the Jesus Christ that we all know in Christianity, okay? Like, all the way back into Egypt. It's in every culture, okay? Look it up. Google that shit. Because I don't have time for someone who's going to be like, oh, this is somebody who thinks that there's only one right way to think, to do, to be. And any time that you are that arrogant to assume that there's only one right way to be, especially when we're talking about spirituality, and love, because we've got the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, so that's like, somebody does not want you to come together, because this love is very healing, with the star here twice. And there's something about them saying, like, what you're doing is wrong. There's something that they're saying is wrong about this love, and you're like, there's nothing wrong with this love. Actually, it's not just there's nothing wrong, it is unconditional. It's a true divine love. Why does somebody not like this? I usually don't give to karmic energy, but I've been feeling it, and if you've been feeling it, collective, then you know it's like, it's something that needs to be looked at. Somebody has a grudge here. The grudge. Yeah, they're trying to curse. And it's like a Willem Dafoe, and he says, you know, he always plays the villain, and maybe I'm due for to play another bad guy, you know. In that interview, it's like, I feel like somebody's like, okay, you know, someone's about to get the Empress. Somebody's about to see the error of their ways. Six of Pentacles. And see, this for whatever reason reminds me of Judas. There's somebody close to you, very close to you, that is pretending. It's a usurper. Somebody wants what you have. This is very weird energy. But it's weird energy because, like, it happens. People are like this. And I don't get it. I don't want what anybody else has. Three of Pentacles. See, so we've got this Three of Pentacles, which presents as, like, the coven. Conspiring. Right? There's some sort of conspiring going on. Somebody's listening. They've got the glass at the door. They're trying to, like, spy. And here, even though I got the coven from this one, this is also like a coven of, you actually have a support system here. Because see how they're out in nature and they're at the temple? It's like somebody has it all backwards about, you know, maybe they're like, if there are children, they might be like, oh, you should be married because that's what you do when you have kids. Like, you shouldn't be Like, somebody might think that you need to love in their way. You need to be a conventional couple that looks like something they would approve of. This could be a parent, right? This could be Six of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is really important here because I feel like you're really relying on your spirit team, and you do have support. There are people around you that are willing to support this love. You're finding out who your real friends are right now, and it has a lot to do with this union. Because there are going to be some people who do not like it. And you're going to be like, huh, that's interesting. You don't like me coming into a healing union with my person? What does that say about you or our friendship? And this could be somebody that was right around you all along, but they don't want you to be happy. They could be jealous. And it's like, not even because they want your person, possibly, or you. It's like they just don't want anybody else to have what they don't think they can get. Horse thief. Yeah, that's this year. We are in the horse, the fire horse. But that also reminds me of, I was gonna say Dirty Dancing, Dances with Wolves. Dances with Wolves, where they take his horse, and when they do, the kids take it, and they fall off, and he like breaks his arm or hurts his arm. It's like, and that just tells me these are like kids. Like, they don't even know what they're doing. They're just like, somebody's just like mischievous. So it's becoming laughable that these people or this person or whatever this conspiracy is around you, it feels so petty. It's like, I mean, really, when you think about Voldemort and all of them, it's like, and the Death Eaters or whatever, and they are, death has come out. They're sitting around a table. They're just bullies. These are just like bullies. Strength. But, you are strong. The Hierophant. Yeah, you are actually connected with Source. The Hanged Man. So we've got Taurus and Pisces here, but this is, the Hanged Man is also like the High Priestess, which is the match for the Hierophant, the High Priest. So this is a very spiritual union. So of course it's going to be inundated with spiritual attacks or attempts. Ace of Wands. Your wand is strong. Seven of Swords. Whatever people are sending to you is coming back to them. And not because you're sending it back to them, because you are spiritually aligned, it's coming back to them. All right, let's look at this love again. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords. Okay, so there is this fast incoming communication because we have the masculine leaving something that is toxic, that is conditional, that is, it's more about being right than being righteous. And all the while the feminine was over here in the Empress energy, and then the masculine presented as the Emperor after he conquered the devil. So now there can be communication. I'm getting Joan of Arc here. Because this Knight of Swords is actually presenting on the feminine side, which means that's what they want. Is that what they gonna get? Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Why is this Five of Pentacles here? King of Pentacles. That's a strange message. It's like somebody's coming in with an Ace of Pentacles, but then there's a Five of Pentacles, so it's, and then there's the King of Pentacles. So they've had to go through that period. This might be a masculine who's like very humble about what they have to offer. They're not going to come in and showboat and say, you know, like, and like, they're going to say, you know, this is what I have to offer. I feel like it's going to be a very rational, reasonable conversation and offer. You know, I'm still maybe coming out of this Five of Pentacles energy. And what I do have is an Ace of Pentacles. And I feel like that's exactly what the feminine wants to hear. They don't want to hear that this masculine is rolling in the dough or like has it all together necessarily. That does not necessarily make you the King of Pentacles. Right? Sometimes to be honesty is the most important thing. Transparency and honesty, humility, those are more important qualities than your bank account. Emperor. King of Cups. Ace of Wands. Again, we can alchemize together with these Aces of Wands. And she looks like an Empress as well. So I feel like that's the Empress because the Empress already came out in this deck. So it's another confirmation of like, we're both magicians here. We can alchemize from a place of honesty. We can't alchemize from a place of deception. That's why the Ten of Swords had to come in the Ten of Wands. Deception and burdens. Page of Pentacles. Let's just take it slow. The Moon. So it's a lot of feelings. There's a really deep connection here. Your moon placement, you could share moon placements or have strong Pisces or Cancer in your chart. But the moon is usually lack of clarity. But I feel like because you're both in this Queen and King of Cups, it's like, again, you understand the Knight. You work with the Knight. You understand how to work with the unseen. So you don't necessarily need to know what is going to happen because you feel what's going to happen. It doesn't need to be like laid out before you. It's kind of, let's just take it slow. And I think this approach is going to be very balanced and healthy because you're both presenting as the Emperor and the Empress. You see each other as divine counterparts. You know that you're building an empire with the Ten of Pentacles. Someone could have bad credit. Like, you can do more with bad credit than you can with no credit. So I feel like there is heartache, there is a lack mentality in both of your pasts. But moving forward together, it's like you see eye to eye. Because you're not, and maybe the past people that you dealt with were all about the pretense. You know, they could have been just takers. They only wanted what you had. They only wanted what you, like with the wands here and the devil energy, they only wanted what they could take from you. So you're both givers here. And when you give to a giver, it's a circuit, and it just grows, and it's power. It's this true power couple. Queen of Wands. And travel. So yeah, somebody could be moving. You could be moving in together, but there is travel, travois, right? this masculine thinks that the feminine, because she's presented, the Queen of Wands has come out 3 times. This masculine thinks this feminine is like so beautiful and powerful and magical, and they actually want to give to this feminine, but this feminine is the Empress. Like, they're going to give back. 4 of Cups and the 7 of Cups. It's like you're constantly going to be exploring new depths of this love together. It's going to be a very balanced love, creative. I think you're going to do a lot of things that are very meaningful to your creative spirit, that speak to your heart space. You speak the same love language. And if you don't, you're willing to learn. Where other people were just like, yeah, 5 of Cups, not 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. Yes. Other connections, past connections, which I don't even like using the term connections for that, because they're attachments. That's what the Devil's all about. It was all competitive, tit for tat. The karmic equation. Another way to understand how our past actions affect our life today is to look at the karmic debris surrounding our chakras from the perspectives of Feng Shui. Feng Shui is the ancient Oriental art of arranging our external environment to create harmony and balance in our life. So maybe somebody's like rearranging their house. The masters of Feng Shui teach that clutter in our physical environment inhibits the flow of energy or qi in our surroundings. They say that flow of the energy or lack of it powerfully affects our health, our finances, our relationships, the very course of our life. In the exact same way, karmic clutter can create blockages in the flow of energy at subtle energetic levels within us, slowing us down physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So that right there speaks to the 5 of Pentacles, which is like not feeling healthy or wealthy. And this is page 88. All right, so 88 can be important. That is Lionsgate. You could be born 88. Holla. You could be a life path 8. It's actually 7. You could be a life path 7. Also, we're talking about the chakras. So this is checking in with each one of your chakras and going, what clutter is around you? What's blocking my alignment and attunement with my highest self, so that way I can come into this love and just not feel sick, because I feel like people have been feeling not great in this collective recently. I actually started a parasite cleanse, and I don't know if it was a combination of a couple things, but ooh, that fever just spiked up. And yeah, when you do, just like antibiotics, it gets worse before it gets better. When you start eliminating clutter, when you start eliminating karmic parasites, it gets worse before it gets better. They're going to get reactive. They're going to try and like, they'll get more toxic. So if you're dealing with anyone narcissistic or of the dark triad, yeah, it's kind of a nightmare to eliminate those entities from your life. But when you do, it promotes long-term, that 10 of Pentacles, that long-term health and wealth and stability. So yeah, it's very hard to do cord cutting. It is not easy. It does take mourning. It takes grief, especially if these are people that are in your bloodline, people that are closest to you, that you're discovering are not only not aligned, but they are toxic. They have their hands in your demise. They are proponents of your downfall. That's a really hard pill to swallow. And but when you swallow that pill, take the red pill, take the blue pill. It's like, yeah, when you see the truth, you can't unsee it. And there's a part of you that wishes you could. And because it was easier, it's easier to just live in the lie in the moment for the ego. But for the spirit, it is not easier. For the spirit, it's constantly challenging you, and your physical body will show it, your mind will show it. You're like, why am I so forgetful? If you have ever been around narcissistic people, the gaslighting makes you feel like you're losing your mind, your memory. You're like, am I stupid? Am I forgetful? What's the deal here? It's like, no, you are just around people and entities that are not, they don't want you to know. They don't want you to see the truth, right? And as a vegan channel, that's a whole rabbit hole, right? But once you see it, once you see one slaughterhouse video, you can't unsee it. And so it's like, whatever tough truths you two are willing to look at, other people don't want you to look at them, because if you look at them, that means they have to look at them. And they don't want to look at them because it's not easy to realize that there is evil in the world. There is evil in the collective. That's just how it is. But whatever work you two do together through this love with that Six of Pentacles is going to help others see the truth in whatever area that is, and help other people self-realize. And I don't think it's going to have anything to do with a place. You are the place. You are the movement. You are the change. You are the uprising as the individual. In spiritual warfare, if you're into politics, right? It's like the individual makes the change. With veganism, people often are like, what difference am I going to make? And it's like, well, if everybody said that, nothing would ever change. Just like all throughout history. It's one person, and then another person, and then another person. So this feels very big, and it doesn't feel easy. This reading is not going to be for everybody. But if it is for you, please claim, confirm it below. And thank you all for your patience and for your support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, donating. All of the ways that you help support this space allows me to continue doing this. And hopefully it's helping at least one other person out there. So hopefully there was something in here for you. And until next time, I wish you well.